Hi, and welcome to Soul Steps. I'm David Gallagher. A while ago, some friends and I went to a restaurant in Astoria, Oregon. And if you don't know Astoria, Oregon, it's right on the top edge of the state on the ocean, on a bay that comes into the Columbia River. It's a beautiful place. But we went to a restaurant. I'm going to call it by name. It was Bridgewater Bistro. And I Googled it just before I taped this segment, and it's still there. But my friends and I went. We ordered drinks and appetizers and our entrees. And when the meal came out, my meal and one of our other guests' meals got mixed up with someone else's order. And so they had to take our plates away. And a short while later, the wonderful waitress, Jillian, came back, and she said, "The manager has instructed me that because of the mix-up with your order and the delay, that tonight's drinks, appetizers, and if you choose to have it, dessert, will all be on the house." We said, "Excuse me?" We couldn't believe our ears, because we had already had drinks, we'd had several appetizers, and boy, now dessert became real appealing when it wasn't going to cost us anything. And we were so shocked and had such a delightful evening. The food was great, the service was great in spite of the mix-up. But it caused me to think about how people handle restitution, as it were, when they make mistakes. And in the scripture, in the Old Testament, in Numbers chapter 5, verses 6 and 7, it says, "When a man or woman commits any of the sins that people commit by breaking faith with the Lord, and that person realizes his guilt, he shall confess his sin that he has committed, and he shall make full restitution for his wrong, adding a fifth." And that's not bourbon or whiskey or vodka, not that kind of fifth. Adding 20% of the cost of the mistake, and then giving it to him to whom he had committed the wrong. Now, obviously, the restaurant we were sitting at didn't commit any sins. That's not the point. The point is, in the scripture, when someone made a mistake and broke faith and had to make it right, there was a paying of restitution. There was a making it right. And not only did they make it right by giving back what was owed, but then they had to add 20% to it. That night in that restaurant was an important lesson for me about making things right with people or debts I have, obligations I have, and making sure that when I've made mistakes, that not only do I make it right, but I go above and beyond. Let me tell you what happens when you're with people who acknowledge their failures, admit their mistakes, i.e., confess their sins. When people are willing to do that and acknowledge their failures and their mistakes and their sins, and then make it right and go above and beyond, it makes a huge difference in terms of your desire and your willingness to maintain relationship with people like that. So today, I just want to encourage you, taking Bridgewater Bistro as an example when they got the order wrong. If you've wronged anyone or you've made a mistake, will you acknowledge it? When you realize the thing that maybe you need to be or feel guilty for, acknowledge it, confess it, and make it right. And make it a point to add something to it if you've got to pay any kind of restitution or pay some kind of debt back. Do it and go above and beyond, because that's going to make up a lot of the gap that might have been served when the wrong was committed and people want to break relationship with you. When you go above and beyond and you're willing to confess, it says to people you're an honorable person, you're genuinely sorry for your mistakes, and you are committed to making it right. Do that. Consider it. Go above and beyond. And where you've had any wrongs that you've committed, let people around you know that you're more concerned about the relationship than letting your mistakes, your failures, just go on and on and on unanswered. Thanks for watching today. Visit our website at soulsteps.org. Thank you for remembering us in your prayers as we will remember you. And thank you for remembering us in your giving as you're able. We appreciate it. God bless you.